What's good, guys? It's franalations here, and today is a pretty special day, at least in my opinion. Maybe some people might forget or not realize what it is, but I wanted to go ahead and tell you guys my story with this whole collection, and also just kind of bring to light. It's the 10-year anniversary of the Yeezy 1. So that's 10 years that Kanye West has been producing sneakers either with Nike or later on Adidas. And I figured I'd just kind of run through that, and let's go ahead and get started right now. Starting off with the first sneaker he ever released. These released 10 years ago, which is insane. I actually lined up for the sneaker at the Nike Montauban. At that time, there was a theater in LA that Nike had converted into a Nike pop-up, which stayed as an actual store, and it would release all the rarest sneakers, this being one of them. So I had lined up there, and it was pretty crazy. So basically, me and some friends, we brought a table, and like I said, it was a movie theater. I literally stuck my hand inside the ticket counter to get to like an electrical outlet, and we plugged in the TV, plugged in the Xbox 360 at that time, and we were playing Street Fighter there all night. It was a lot of fun. For this first one, there wasn't as many people out there. I mean, it sold out and everything like this, but it was after this release that people started kind of noticing or finding out about the Yeezy. When these first dropped, the resale price on them was about $600, and you know, it didn't take too long for that price to skyrocket and stuff like that. The next shoe that released was the Blinks, or the black and pink Yeezys. Same model, different colorway, and even different materials used. Whereas this has a leather on the toe, this had like more of a mesh or something like that on the toe. This had the patent leather strap and stuff like this. So they really mixed up the materials between the different colorways. One funny or like interesting thing about the Blinks is I tried to go camp out for them at Montauban, the same place where I went for this, but the line was already crazy. It was capped off. At that time, it was very commonplace for not only for there not to be raffles, but for lines to be done in a very unique way, I guess you could say. So basically, it was the first person to get there, put their chair down, and claim that spot. They're there in line. So chairs were all lined up. There was only a certain amount of pairs, and that was done. So I kind of scrambled, and I ended up going to a brand new store that I had never gone to. Sorry, not brand new, but to me, brand new. It was a store in Long Beach, and I camped out there. I was the first one there. I put down the chairs, left to get some other stuff, came back, and maybe there's 5 or 6 other people there, and my chairs had been moved back behind them, and you know, I took the L, it is what it is, and moved back a couple of spaces. Well, throughout this process, you know, at least back then, it was very commonplace to leave and come back, leave and come back. I had some friends there. Actually, yet again, I came back, and my chair had been bumped back even more spaces. At this point, I had the last available space in the line, and remember, I was the first one there. So definitely interesting times. There was even a guy who came at one point, and he had said, "Yo, we drove all the way from San Francisco. I'm strapped. Someone's making a spot for me in this line." That was literally the craziest experience ever. Luckily, someone in the line at that point had called the cops, and the cops came soon after and cleared him out and everything like that. Another thing I remember about that lineup is there was a bar literally right next door. So during the nights, you know, we'd leave the line, go drink a little bit, come back in line. So that was a lot of fun. But I ended up getting the last pair, like I said, so I didn't even get my size at this point. I think I got a size 14 in the black and pinks. I rushed over to Nike Montauban, and I traded someone there my 14 for a 7. The 7 was too big, and luckily I was still able to trade someone else for a 6.5. So I was able to get my size, but I had to go through all that process of going to the first store, it not working out, going to the next store, someone, you know, trying to pull out a gun and stuff like this, then going back to the other store to do 2 trades in order to get my pair. And at this time, I'd already been doing the YouTube videos, so I was putting up YouTube videos of this stuff, and I would say go back and watch them. But soon after that, maybe within a year or two, I don't remember exactly, that's when the Taylor Swift thing happened, and a lot of the people that have been here for a long time, they saw that video. As soon as that happened, I got all up in my feelings about it, and I rushed to the computer and filmed a video, a rant basically like talking bad on Kanye, saying how he could do this to like Taylor Swift, stuff like this. So anyways, my original Yeezy videos are not there. I ended up filming remakes of them, in, I think around 2011, something like that. So I do have Yeezy videos up, but not the original ones, unfortunately. Moving right along to the Net Nets, which released the following month. So it's April, then May, then June. The final release of the Yeezy one was the Net Nets. I lined up for that, but unfortunately they didn't have enough pairs, and me and a few other people were not able to get the sneakers. So that's it. I got the first two, and I was never able to find the Net Nets in my size. I've looked a few times. Every now and then, I think I've seen 2 size 7s, but the price has always been super high up there. And being that I was able to get these originally back in the day for retail, I just never pulled the trigger on it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any of the Yeezy 2s right now, but at one point or another, I've owned all of them. So I can go ahead and mention the Yeezy 2s as well. So the way the Yeezy 2 release worked was the Wolf Grays were released in the US, and the Black and Pinks were released internationally. So I was able to get the Wolf Grays through a friend, and this was EDC weekend when they released. So literally that release weekend, I wore them out to EDC, and EDC, for those of you that don't know, is a rave in Las Vegas, and they got destroyed, as I knew would be the case, but shoes are meant to be worn, so I wasn't tripping over it. That was like my goal. I had fun, and it is what it is. Fast forward a few months, and one of the Nike reps, she had said that she had a gift that she wanted me to pick up, and so I had to arrange a time and a spot to meet up with her. I met up with her at the Nike Montalban, and I had posted this. The Instagram post is still on my page. I'll go ahead and screenshot it and try to show you guys at the end. But yeah, she had gifted me a brand new pair of the Wolf Gray Yeezy 2s, which was crazy. But yeah, I was super appreciative. And you know, that pair that got beaten up like crazy, well, I had a dead stock pair to replace it. So that was a pretty amazing experience right there. And with the Black and Pinks, I was able to pick up not 1 but 2 pairs. I ended up selling those years later for double what I paid for them. And then also the even crazier event, and probably the craziest release of Yeezys to this date, is the Red Octobers. This was the final Yeezy Nike product, and it released suddenly online. I remember when it dropped too, because I was literally about to get into the shower, so literally in the birthday suit, you know, and I stopped everything just to go try to get it on Nike.com, and there was, you know, no luck there. It didn't happen. I was actually able to pick them up for resale, and you know, worn for years. One of my favorite shoes in the collection, and enjoyed them a lot. They got trashed. I really beat the heck out of those things. And you know, there was a little bit of period of time before another Yeezy released, and then we got the first Yeezy with Adidas, the 750s. As you can tell, I've worn the heck out of mine. Still to this day, love this sneaker. It gets a lot of hate now. The silhouette is very different, and even then, it got a decent amount of hate because of how different the silhouette is. But honestly, it's one of my favorites. I'd put it in my top 3 Yeezys of all time. There's just something about it, super dope looking, and yeah, it's been a while since we've seen 750s, so maybe we'll see some again, maybe we won't. Who knows? There's what it looks like when it's zipped up. I personally prefer it just all the way unzipped. The next sneaker we got from the Adidas Yeezy partnership is the 350. This is the Turtle Dove colorway, another shoe that I've beat to heck. Super dope, and definitely a more unique version of the original 350s in comparison to, here's the 10. Another one of my top favorites from the whole Yeezy lineup. There's also a Pirate Black pair, which I did have. It restocked at one point and was like mass produced during that restock, or damn near mass produced. And yeah, there's one other one, a gray colorway, which I was never really filling. I think Moon Rocks, that's what they were. So we got 4 total colorways of the original 350, and then from there it went to the 350 2.0s. So this was the first colorway of the 2.0s, and there's been plenty of colorways ever since, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know by now. I personally prefer the original 350. I like the shape of this one, but around the toe it's pretty tight for one, and I've just always found the originals to be more comfortable. It looks dope, but I don't know what it is. I still prefer the original ones over the version 2s. The Wave Runners, very, very dope. I love all the crazy colors on it. When these first came out, much like most of Kanye's sneakers, I feel like when they first come out, there's a decent amount of like hate or whatever on them, and I think it's because he's willing to push the envelope and make the product look so different than what most people are used to. It's got so much hate, and then almost instantly, first of all, also this was a pre-order, so it had a very high price tag in comparison to the other sneakers, retail being $300, and then you had to wait, I think it was like 4 months or something like that. It was a while for sure. So yeah, definitely very different than his other releases. Usually it would just release on that date and you get it, but this was a pre-order for a model that most people weren't too sure about, but I knew right from the get-go it was something I'm interested in. I've always liked sneakers that have multiple colors, multiple different like shapes, materials, and anyone who's been watching my channel for a while knows that, because that's how I've described sneakers I like the most for quite some time now, and it hits all those marks. It's got the 3M, it's got the suede, it's got the leather, it's got the mesh, it's got the different color laces, different colors on the midsole. Very, very unique sneaker, and yeah, now one of the more popular Yeezys to this day. Here's one more colorway of the same style. Again, another reason why I like it is just colors you wouldn't normally see on sneakers, and just the mixture of colors and materials. Very, very dope. Next up, we have the Power Phase, the lowest price point Yeezy like sneaker. It's got the Calabasas branding on it, the Adidas branding on it, and it's come in a few colorways: white, I think gray, and here's the black pair. Yeah, some people love them, some people hate them. It is what it is. Next up, here's the first colorway of the Yeezy 500. Just that tannish colorway, super dope. Again, so one of the things I like about it is its design. To me, it looks very much like the low top 11s, at least with this outsole right here, and just the shape and stuff of it. I'm a big fan of the low top 11s, so this is definitely a sneaker that I really like. And also, it kind of feels like, much like the 700s, it kind of feels like an old school skate shoe almost, in the way that it's like shaped, and just some of the materials used and stuff like this, and even some of the design features, to be honest. But yeah, very, very dope. I have one more colorway of this sneaker I'm going to show you right now. Looks very similar. Instead of that tan, it is actually a yellow. Very slight color variation maybe on camera, but in person you can definitely tell the difference between the two. Very unique color in my opinion, and definitely was a must cop for me. The last Yeezy sneaker in my collection is the boot high top version of that same model. This is all in black. I actually did have the black low tops as well. When I was in Japan, they were just kind of sitting on Adidas' website. I picked them up, tried them on. I wasn't really feeling them as much, and I already had the boot, so I went ahead and listed those on StockX. But yeah, that's my Yeezy collection. It's pretty crazy that it's been 10 years since the very first Nike Yeezy, and I'm sure there's going to be many more years of Yeezy sneaker products. Let me know in the comments below, what was your favorite Yeezy out of all the ones that he's released. Also, something to note is, previously, before the 10-year anniversary, he had done collaborations with Bape. That was a sneaker that I had as well, but I've since let go quite a while ago. And he also did collaborations with Louis Vuitton. I also had those in the collection, and I let them go quite a while ago. So there's been plenty of Kanye sneakers. What is your guys' favorite? Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Maybe if you guys have any Yeezy stories talking about previous releases, lineups, or whatever it is, maybe leave it in the comments below. But yeah, it's pretty crazy to see what he's done over the past 10 years, and I personally am looking forward to many more years of collecting Yeezy sneakers. So until next time, guys, peace, thanks for watching, and yeah, later.